We went to an art festival here in Suffolk, Virginia, where I got to see a person actually do steel. Like he could bend iron and stuff like that. We got into a van where we got to see artwork, and it was like a traveling museum. It's amazing what they think of, how they describe fine art. The artwork they actually have is so unique because it's it looked like something that a child would do, but someone would pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for a piece of artwork, and it's amazing as well because it's like my artwork. I thought it was bad, but looking at some of this fine art that's hung up in museums and stuff, it's crazy. It could look like a child would do it, but I'm not the person that critiques it. I'm not the person that gets paid to go to the fine art school and really actually looking back at the artwork that I filmed a few months ago, it actually inspires me to let me know that my art isn't bad at all. It's like it's mine's, and you know what I'm saying. Like yeah, I can appreciate it for what it is, which is my own personal artwork. And even though the artwork I do look at on Instagram, it looks amazing, but the cool part is that I don't have to worry about that because as long as my artwork is my artwork, that's all that matters. A few weeks ago, I think sometime in May, me and my sister went to the beach, and I really enjoyed my time with her. Hello, can I speak to you for a little bit? How are you today, ma'am?
I'm good.
And what is your name?
You already know my name.
What's your name?
Crystal.
Okay, Crystal, how was your day and where are you today?
My day is good. I've been working all day. I'm at the beach.
Who are you at the beach with?
CJ.
Yes, you're here with me. Hello, people out there in the world. We even saw different things out there. Like we saw different kites, and I even had the opportunity to try to fly one myself. They looked like jellyfish and ghosts flying through the air. It was just beautiful because they actually put lights onto the kites and they were flying them around somehow. I wish that we would have went to the kite event, but we didn't go this year. Hopefully next year we go, as if we even remember. But they were gorgeous, man. Works of art, and they look like they're flying through the air of their own devices because they be doing loop-de-loops and different things with the kites. You would think that it was like drones being flown. But I really did. I thoroughly enjoyed myself with her. She's a very special person in my life, and I love the hell out of her. And I love the hell out of the beach too. And I look forward to going more and more, and hopefully one day learning how to swim, so that one day I can go to the beach and swim in the sea, the ocean. Listening to the ocean waves is so beautiful. It's almost like a work of art to constantly hear the ocean waves coming in one after the next. Um, like it's almost therapeutic to hear how the water just rushes in and crashes onto the beach, and then it goes right back out, and see it happening over and over again. It's amazing to me. I remember when I went to Chili's with my sister and brother. I really do want to continue filming while we're at restaurants and stuff because I love the fact that it's like a mukbang type thing where you get to film the different different foods and stuff. And I love the fact that we got to spend time with each other and we got to eat food and stuff. And 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 I forgot what type of burger it was. I remember Crystal had like a Big Mac type burger, and no, she had a quarter pounder, and I had the Big Mac themed burger. And yeah, man, I love the fact that I get to go with my brother and my sister, Chili's, and I got to drive and everything. And I love the fact that I get to drive now different places. And yeah, that's it, man. Just long story short, I just enjoy being with my family, and we get to go and spend time with each other, and hopefully we get to go to Chili's, Applebee's, Bubba's Burgers, and all the other places that they like to go to every once in a while. IHOP. I want to go to Sushi King for my birthday. But anyway, just out here, just having some fun, making some new memories, and just enjoying food and everything. Me, Crystal, and Michelle went to the Harbor Fest that was in Norfolk. It was really cool. Like, we had to walk around a little bit. We didn't go to the pavilion part where the people were like having a concert, but we damn sure got on boats and it was dope. We even the boats were gorgeous. Some of them were old boats, looked like they were from like the 1800s or something, or the early 1900s. And they also had like a U.S. Army or Navy boat, two of them that I got on myself, and I really enjoyed it overall because like I never got on boats like this. Actually, I got on boats like this a long time ago, but it was good just to spend time with Crystal and Michelle. Even though I didn't get intimate with them, like by talking and stuff, I got to film them as we walked around and got to basically just be tourists for a little while and enjoy like being on boats that we can never that I probably would get on just to like sail on. But it was really cool, and I look forward to actually going on a vacation via a boat one day. And it was really cool. We got to learn a little bit about the history of different boats and about the different things that they do and stuff like that. We got to walk around each one, look at all the ropes and stuff, hanging on the boats, because it's amazing to think that these people who do sail on these boats pull the roping around just to open up the sail and stuff like that, just so that they can like control the boat. And yeah, it was a schooner, and I can't remember how old it was. So I did film a placket that had the details about what type of how old the boats were and different details about them. But I didn't spend too much time filming it though. I just wanted to look at what was going on, like just by like looking at the different boats and stuff. We even got to get on. We even got to get on to boats that are operated by the Army and Navy, and I got to walk through their like electronics room, as well as different places where they eat and sleep at. It was actually really cool because we actually got like a grand tour of on one of the ships, and you'll be listening to everything the gentleman has to say soon enough in in the next coming video. And no, just long story short, it was just awesome. I really appreciate the fact that they allowed us to get on their boats. They gave us tours, they showed us all around, and they even got to show us their quarters where they sleep and eat at. And I thought that was really cool. And they even told us what they actually do and ship and things like that.
Bye bye. See y'all later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
Okay, if you don't, I'll take her. You guys that. Y'all will go. You gotta walk.
And then walk. No, you gotta walk too.
Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the U.S. Army Vessel Hopkirk, the LCU 2023. LCU stands for Landing Craft Utility. The vessel itself is 174 feet long, 42 foot wide, flat bottom, with a ramp on the front. We are primarily designed to be able to hit a beach, drop the ramp, take stuff on, off, bring the ramp back up, pull off the beach. This little orange thing that you see right here behind you is our fast rescue boat. But don't let the name deceive you, it is not fast by any means. What it is designed for is the crane there. We can rapidly deploy it in the event of an emergency. So if somebody falls overboard or another type of emergency, we can deploy it, pull the person out or whatever the emergency is, and then bring it back on board the vessel. The tour will consist of up here, going into the bridge, going down, we'll see some other stuff inside, and then we'll go out to the main deck. We'll talk about some more of the capabilities while we're inside and out on the main deck. So let's go ahead and go inside.
Thank God for a little bit of air coming.
You're fine. Oh, and these are like narrow stairs. Very.
And you'll see how the peasant, junior has to live.
It's okay.
I screwed up, didn't go more, so I don't get my
So you guys still hanging off the barge?
Yes,
It's gonna be late by the time I get home.
There you go.
Make the food and eat, and I'll just get it and warm it up.
I will get my head all the time like trying to. And most of the time I try to not put a hat when I'm walking around because the brim will block those, so I won't see them. Dry storage. The vessel itself is capable of carrying roughly 30 days worth of provisions. So with that, we pretty much are maxed out at about 30 days underway at a continuous time before we have to hit port again and resupply. Normally, the vessel is considered a near coastal vessel. So with that, most of the time, our port-to-port time is like a week to week and a half max anyways. Longest I've ever been underway was 21 days, and that was from Charleston to the Canary Islands on our way to Gaza last year for support of the Gaza aid. In here is our cruise mess. This is where everybody eats, hangs out, plays video games, watches movies, cards, board games, socializes, and everything else like that. We are a crew of 14, so you can kind of see, like, we don't have seating for everybody, so you gotta kind of eat and then wait for move so that everybody else can eat, and then we can mess around now. We'll go out to the main deck, and we'll talk a little bit more about the boat and everything. Watch, it's kind of a high step, so water doesn't come in and sink us. But we'll go out there and take a look at some more stuff.
Yeah, you're welcome. I understand.
Oh, gosh.
The legs don't want to do all that.
Oh, you got it.
It's big. Oh wow! Is that how like it goes down? Oh, that's cool.
That up there is our power ramp that I was talking about, that we could lower that down, drive stuff on and off and everything else like that. If we're not doing that kind of cargo operation, we'd be tied up to a pier. Kind of similar to what we are now, just have a crane up there and load stuff on or off. One of the things I like to say is, if you can figure out a way to get it on the boat, I will figure out how to secure it and get it to where it needs to go. The vessel itself can carry 350 short tons of cargo. I know most of you are like, okay, who cares, right? Well, what that equates to is about 8 C-17 loads. Well, like I was talking about us being flat bottom and kind of like a surfboard, we average about 10 knots, which is only 11.5 miles an hour. So we can carry a lot of weight of cargo, but sorry, please be patient with us. It's going to take a minute to get there. These right here, these are used for securing the cargo down onto our main deck. These ones here are used specifically for 20-foot containers. So those kind of smaller containers that you'll see on trucks or trains or whatever. We got these cool little like twist lock things that we call pineapples. Why do you call it a pineapple? Because it looks like a pineapple. That you put in the four corners where you want that container to go. Once you set the container on them, you flip the lever and now it is locked down onto the deck. For those 20-foot containers, we could take 12 of those on our main deck, single stack, 24 double stack. Going back to the weight, unless we are pretty much taking containerized ammo, because ammo weighs a lot, especially once you start containerizing it. Besides that, we will run out of deck space before we actually overload the vessel. Believe it or not, we can actually get 4 Abrams tanks onto the main deck. It is a tight little squeeze, but they will fit, I promise you. Does anybody have any questions on main deck stuff? Any of the stuff that's out here? So this vessel, it was completed in 1991. I don't know the actual keel lay date, but it was completed in 1991. And this class of vessel is actually going through a service life extension program because we are past now the Army service life for them. So they're getting refitted with some new engines, some other new equipment, and everything else like that, and then being placed back in service. And then if you're wondering, engine-wise, I would take you down there, but we have to have a generator running, super loud, kind of smelly, everything else down there. So sorry, can't take you down there. But we have 2 16-cylinder Cummins diesel engines that are capable of 1,250 horsepower apiece. So they got a little umph to them. Say, feel free to kind of look around, take pictures. Wow.
Sunshine for darkness, so ridiculous, you would have gotten on.
The living conditions would probably be a little bit better. They got a water slide. Sorry, we don't have a water slide. We could.
What's through that?
What's that? We do have a phone that works through satellite that, like, once a week on long trips, we can call you. So they're actually working towards converting our system over to Starlink. Okay. When I was in Gaza, we had Starlink for a week, and then that person had to leave the vessel that had it, and he took it with him. And it was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It's kind of going across and taking a extension cord, so once you step there, and then also your shoes will get a little bit wet, so going down the gateway, it will get a little slick, so the little black strips on the gateway, please try to stick to those, and those will help you from not slipping. There, watch your sheet depth and don't slip.
Okay, I will. Who knows? We don't know.
You're going to be for real. I forgot I got so
Now let's go to the other one on the other side.
Oh, yeah. If you're just kind of hop in line behind these folks. Yeah. You're good.
No, you're good.
I definitely will. So so those are all either very prominent. The shipbuilders on there, Alan Rawls, and a bunch of other.
Oh, that's cool then. Okay, because I was wondering, I was like, I did this.
But you're going to notice a lot of ornate carvings on the boat when you're on there.
I see.
The Dutch at that time were just they had a lot of ornate carvings.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of to the Caribbean.
They were the primitive shipbuilders. Just waiting on the boat. So the Camera Nickel, it was actually commissioned by the Swedes. So even though it's flying a Dutch flag, the Dutch built it. The Swedes commissioned it. The town of Kalmar commissioned the ship. Camera Nickel means Kings of Kalmar. 1638, the Swedes decided they wanted to participate in this organization, so they came all across the Pacific Ocean, up the Delaware River, up the Christina River, and landed at all the rocks, which is the place where they established Fort Christina, and the colony of New Sweden, and eventually became Wilmington, Delaware, which is why it's.
Careful.
Yeah, step on it.
Welcome.
Hello.
Good day, sir.
Hello.
Or the cannon or the hatches. Sit on the cannon, go right ahead. All right, so we are at the front or the fore of the ship. In sailing lingo, we refer to it as fore and aft, meaning front and back. And right behind me here is the windlass. So the windlass is one of several human-powered winches on the ship used for hauling heavy equipment such as an anchor. And the way that it works is the hauling line would be wrapped around the windlass, at which point two people line up at the bars, one person holding the lower end, one person holding the upper end, and pull down until it's in a horizontal position. At this point, this ball here acts as a brake, locking into these wedges, allowing us to release and then reposition the bar back at the 12 o'clock position here. And then we would repeat the process over and over again. Behind the windsail is the forecastle. Sailing lingo, this would be abbreviated to the forecastle. Historically, this is where the crew of 24 sailors would have slept in rotations of 12 per shift. Above the forecastle is the forecastle head. And if you look around here, you can see that there's a line attached to every single one of these pins along this belfry pin rail, and more lines attached to the timber heads all the way around the perimeter of the forecastle head. Each one of those lines is used to operate a specific sail, making a total of 8 miles of rigging on the ship. And then to the left and right of me are two 6-pounder cannons. Pounds refers to the weight of the cannonball. Further aft, we've got two smaller 3-pounder cannons as well. This bell here historically would have been used to denote time for shift rotation or meals or to maintain a schedule. And on top of that, we've got the gargoyle above the bell as well. Alright, folks have any quick questions?
And you only have to be 14 to volunteer, and we're always looking for volunteers. There's volunteer brochures over there. We do a 2-week liveaboard training.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so come in spring and maybe fall. Fill out one. Fill out the form. You never know. It is. It's fun. It's fun. And the only requirement is 20 hours of maintenance, and then you can sail at your own schedule. It's interesting.
Yeah. Wow, very ordained. That's amazing.
Come on up and see us. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Are y'all enjoying your tour?
Yes.
We like to, well, to be honest, we like to brag a little bit about our ship, and that's why we feel, so we are an education nonprofit. We give field trips to, our commitment is to every elementary school student in the state of Delaware, so we like telling about our ship. This is a capstan. We use it every time we go in and out of our home port. What it does is it makes us super strong. I believe they told you about the windlass. I'm going to show you, if you look up, that is our mizzen mast. It is not one solid piece of wood. The round thing up at the top, that circular thing, if you look underneath it, you can see the butt end of another piece of wood coming through. That is the upper yard. So I'm sorry, the upper mast. So all of our masts are 2 pieces. We are too tall when we are uprigged, meaning all of our masts are up to go under our 495 bridge. So every time we come in and out of our home port, we have to lower those. We do not use any machines on board except for our own power. So we would attach a rope up there, we would run it down, we would wrap it around here, the base. We have 4 bars. There are 2 ends per bar and 2 people per end. And we use our own power to heave around the capstan. And as we walk, what it does is it winds the rope, which then lifts what we want to lift. Or conversely, we can unwind a rope and lower something under control. When we get to where we want it to be, this is our brake. It is called a paw. On the paw, and then it locks it into place. It is a lot of work. These help us grip like a starting block. So we hope you learned a little bit about this section of our ship. You can make your way up there. They will show you how we steer the ship. As you go, take a look at our carvings both on the ship and on land because they're really cool. And they're historically accurate. They would have had those back in the day. Thank you. Those are our watchdogs. So they don't watch on deck. They watch out. Because the sailors really believed that the watchdog would report to the captain, and they didn't like being watched. And then the devil dogs scare people off. Scare sea monsters and whatnot. But they'll tell you the cool way how this ship's...
I want to welcome you to the helm where we steer the ship. So I want you to keep walking, but as you walk, take a peek in the captain's cabin. Their bunk is over to the left. You probably heard of the windlass or the forecastle, and we're going to talk about how we steer the ship. So take a look at where you are. This is where we steer the ship. Think of all the pirate movies you ever saw. What is missing?
When we are up,
what's missing? No wheel. No wheel, because the Kalmar nickel was sailing about 80 years before they invented the ship's wheel. So we steer with a stick. It's called a whip staff instead of a wheel. And I have a model here that I'm going to use to show you, give you an idea. So this is a model of the back of our ship. Here's the whip staff, this thing here. It attaches under the deck to a tiller. The tiller goes under the deck through the captain's cabin and out the back of the ship attaches to a rudder. This rudder weighs 3,200 pounds. But someone like me can move it because of physics. Another simple machine. So there's a mechanical advantage here of 40 to 1, which means one person has the strength of 40 people. So I can move the rudder back and forth with the whip staff. Now, you're standing right there. You're steering the ship. What's the problem?
You can't see.
You can't see. You can't see where you're going, so it makes it tough to steer a ship when you can't see. So we have what's called a conning officer. Steering is teamwork. Con is like a conductor of an orchestra. The con stands up on that deck there, can see a lot. So the con is the one who makes the decisions, and they will yell down a command from up there, and I will hear it. So the con might yell down, helm, hard left, and I'd say, hard left, aye, and then I would move the whip staff to the left until I saw the ship starting to go, or make sure it was going left, because I can see out the sides, I just can't see straight ahead. And then when it's turned left enough, the con will yell, helm, steady up, and I would say, steady up, aye, and I'd bring it back to stop the turn. And then I would stop. So the steering the ship is teamwork. And that was our signal that this part is over. So I just want to remind you, Kalmar Nickel is a non-profit educational organization. So if you want to dump $5 or something in our treasure chest, we love it, but you don't have to. So thanks for coming.
If you want to head up there will tell you how they steer the ship and how we steer the ship today. Oh, and sorry.
When I held up, it some boxes around.